ne baby anka me pema ye den nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko yesu ansu ane yirasio obi ada
anonsio ede na yatu ye bo ase aye wo Ghana hanomo a anopei eye ama Ghana rice and American for ede ama eye local made Ghanaian rice ene se wunya bi ede sefia ebeboa uye pam pacho uye aduane ton a anopei ma wonsa enka eye ama Ghana rice na eno nko a ana ebeboa atwetwe dom ede ama anopei wa wutie mi a wo pɛ ne dodo mu atu na wo pɛsɛ obeye wholesaler wutu no dodo mu a na wonso wakɔ akɔ retail ede ama Ghana for no pacho woni ama Ghana for eni nkomo na womo ebeje wo so anopei na womo ahwese bibia nso ebetimi akɔye ama pacho wo pɛ womo kira kwan a anopei obekɔ eye abeka La Paz na afi woni womo edi nkomo please container no enchen wa pe ana obehu ama Ghana na woni womo ni nkomo anopei for womo ewo 0537 029 464 0537 029 464 and after 0207 676197 na woni ama Ghana eni enkomo anopei na womo ebeje wo so na bibia nso etimi akoye ede ama ma me fast that be ma Eclipse collateral management for na anopei Eclipse adaroma pacho womo eye number 1 collateral management company in Ghana se ye kasei Eclipse se ye mo abane se oye japade wura na waye nkrata ede ato we japade no eso anopei Eclipse ede nkrata no de beye adwuma na womo etimi atua commission ewo ho eno achi no we a businessman, we a businesswoman, but you need a coin so open loan. Nanso, we collateral. No ebeboa ma wonsa aka facility a wohwehwe na anopay Eclipse say menkai wo say ene obo mo aso ya they will help assist you with collateral na etimi aboa ma wonso de wohwehwe no wonsa etimi aka adenta new site Abakan Street e won krai ha ana obehu eye Eclipse collateral management from one pay on 0266 999020 0266 999020 and after 0302 551877 na when womo any enkomo na say ye said His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia anope at exactly 9 o'clock will be at the Electoral Commission headquarters na afi wetimi akwako file the nomination form when him say abatu no edi ye nimua eba in just about few days na afi elections ni nyina no eba ma meni eye Kofi Tonto eni enkomo anope wono eye political aid edema omampanyi abedi achire ana afi Frank Atuni edema NPP amanyoko Kofi what you make good morning and to say
Amenya bibia boko na so
Erade adom bibia boko na campaign no eti saying
oh nyame adom bibia boko se na no awotwe twa mu ne won crime poni man
Kessben
na ye bo pro weekend ye de ani chere ye ogwafi to afasha omuye ewo Cape Coast
okay
ewie na ye dwumadi kakra bi nso ka primpre America say you won kind
Kessben
no pay euro ne na bedi achire ebeko electoral commission na omakofa nkrata na nkrata sabi omopese omodeye adansi die se yento omoso aba na omeyo mampeni ni omampeni abedi achire no omode sankrata no beko electoral commission na me adum na omo wia omode omani nso be kire
Kessben
party headquarters wo Asalam down
okay
ti sapepepe ene nejumadi
enti filing no eye time ben na party office no Dr. Bawumia eba edi importe ana wo baba beye ewo ho
filing ne de anopa no nkron ya
9 o'clock yeah okay
na eye ovia nondu na wako party no aswe on se sanka ne pemu a onka ono kra de na otwi mienu bia no nanka o party ye krabata o salam da nanso adwuma eda na nim nti no ontimi nkoho nti ne aye da kase sei no owia eso okono ne party ma
Kessben.
And she said, yeah, Kasedi, I believe, say you are on your way either to the party headquarters and now say Electoral Commission head office, right?
Yeah, Kasedi, I call me boss or son and then
Kessben.
Electoral Commission together.
Very well. Well, your reporter said the tree, and we'll be there to cover it live. Right. I don't pay mommy, and I'm grateful. Maybe I'm sure the side when you
not be able to the me bam of the swatch.
I'm a way, maybe I find.
No, no, central for and somewhere by Mr. Speaker, all the Ankawa dream power. I mean, she said, Coast and Bio, how so.
Any idea here?
Sir, a Coast and Zia Munina Mubusan and said, Adena. Era Mahmoud Baumia, then this were this one or one onion and me. But me still say we say John Mahama the same question. No, it's very important.
Kessben.
Sir, in Central for Mubu Sayira John Mahama, the same question. So no. Obey Assemblyman.
Kessben. Kessben.
Obey MP. Obey Deputy Minister. Obey Minister. Every year, vice president, every year, president.
Kessben.
In fear, dear son, any. Obey your man, Penino, you're the Ghana 2 million man. Mr. Speaker, me busa say, other than Central for Mumusa, era John Dramani Mahama say, you're the Ghana 2 million man. I would you not 2 million in there, other than near my also obeying and then 1 year and an. Why are you journalists not asking that question? Attribute. Mubusa era Mahmoud Baumia say, ono de okra kufu ado aban ho. Na den no ka se owa ni suadikuno fufu aden na ni suadikuno. On fam wa kufu ado no say owa ni suadikuno. But that question no Musa John Mahama the same question. So ono no a vice president to Yera Tamils. Emra nyame to ne nsa fra Yera Tamils no. Oh, obey your man penino, and Nina and answer, and was his son the chief of staff, Meboa.
Kessben.
And was his son ministers, Meboa.
Azali.
On no one in any swadivo.
Kessben.
But the bottom line, no, and it's John Mahama was John Mahama was president of this republic from 2012 to 2016.
Yeah.
Ghana for so one home day, the more reason why I want to Abechiano in 2016, right?
Yeah.
And then Nana Danko Ekufuado, any Dr. Bawumia gave a lot of promises to the good people of Ghana. So I mean, isn't it in the right context? Say,
no, it's not in any context.
Maybe a question. Isn't it right? Say, I mean, Ghana for baby say, the no what so and anwa when yani second term ye tutia no. We share your boy ye tutia no. Sa aboshe no. I mean, it is expected say we bet me ediso. Na ye who said ye won't so catch again no. I mean, exactly so. Anabode ye jumana.
Kessben.
No, the point I am making to you, Mr. Speaker, we are on train. Why do
no, and I understand what you are saying. Say you miss say Dr. Bawumia so when you are no fufro. Then the question again, and they say, for instance, Dr. Bawumia so will be e-levy free ho. Ghanaians are asking, say, a DNT, we are vice president. Now we need free horses here, and now we know president. Any free horses here, because in any case, one amukofa buy. So if there is a possibility of reversing that particular policy, why don't you do it now? And yes, sir.
And I make sure say
yes.
Sako sana Ghana for busan yebe yano. And I yi mu ano rebre metimi yano sisi. But the mesa busa wakosi ni say.
Kessben.
Me ma on fatu ho e kire say Yera John Dramani Mahama ne the boss ye adwuma no. The same chief of staff ni ministers ano ne omo ye adwuma no. That same chief of staff ni ministers no ono ba ye no sesan no ntia da na time na Mahama ye vice no. One can kire a mail say sesan a chief of staff we necessary minister we nemwa. Ada no twen ya wo free wa ono be ye o mampanyi ansa no ye.
Yes, but the difference will be, Kofi, as at that time, Professor Mays was not alive. And John Mahama, the boss, now on Neho. For no reason.
I'm saying that when
the conversation about
a good conversation.
Exactly.
I'm willing to have the conversation.
And you bisa question and that is maybe bisa further. Now the difference is that Dr. Bawumia has a boss what here could say. Okay? Now John Mohammed's situation, the reality is that in 2012 Professor Mose was no more. So he took over the realms of affairs of this country. As at the time John Mahama echo for elections, he was then a president because Obedi President Bosumi Nsia Bosumi Num and son a general election and Kasa Eba. For that reason, one would say, as at the time I wobe pre o mampenye ne boss na won tiase na the boss on tia konwa so no beka kire Ghana for say I mean she say ni bia eko no enko yie enti me ba me wani so adifo no foforo me de beye niema. Most people will equally tell you say John Mahama as at then was a continuity of a Tamils, and that was exactly what he told the Ghanaian people.
No,
and
John
now you
Mahama
differ in ideas.
No, John Mahama couldn't have been a continuity of anything. I just told you, sir, Obai was the chief of staff. Chief of staff is the engine of any government.
Because he was the president by then, Adameboa.
But are you not getting my point?
No, I'm getting your point. You are saying you say Obai, because when you saw he do no for fronty was a some positions, the for bemo exactly the point. But I'm saying you say as at then he was the president.
Exactly, because some running I know what to mean. But that's the very point that I'm making. So mumu demanded the beer free Bawumia wa munim sem raman ho kwan se obetimi aye saade no Ghana mraben na ma Bawumia ho kwan se Bawumia ebe ko parliament akoka chere parliament say the person yi levy. That's the very point I am making. So what this to me but you are insisting sir he should implement his vision now.
Because he's part of the government, and the vice president and the president makes a ticket. And I'm a boy.
Minia.
Yes, Govi.
Minia. He is part of a government. That is the same way a minister is part of a government.
Exactly the point. I maybe say Kofi, the vice president, and now Dr. Bawumia Ekwako filing the nomination on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, Party presented Dr. Bawumia as the presidential candidate and Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh as the vice presidential candidate. The two of them forms the ticket for the presidential race on behalf of the New Patriotic Party. Now, the question is that in the current situation, he serves in so many roles. I mean, one send effort and what they bua. Now, this is some of the policies I was so about obey everyone. Our policies are one banye was to say the cover by himself and then his boss and they buy a true cabinet approval. But the question is that if there is a future possibility, so we can reverse those policies, why don't we take the measures, the procedures for which we implemented those particular policies, and then cancel it down?
Yes.
Exactly the point.
So I am questions. So you repeating the same thing to me, maybe who the point because
no, I'm not repeating the same thing. I'm asking, sir. The simple question is that Kofi Abayene was to say that is the simple analogy again.
It is not that.
So you are saying, sir, when you're president, and you want to mean you be anti Ghana for into Musa. Is that the case?
No. You see, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Kofi.
Ghana hana ye won mrana ye adwuma. Enti mrana ye adwuma no. When we are educating the people, we should let the people know. There is a ticket. Samson ayano krese ticket na there is no. Amamrane mabaku to me ni na wo mabaku to me. So don't create the impression that because they are two on the ticket, they have the same powers. No,
I haven't created that impression.
But that's the impression you are creating.
No, the reality is what I'm telling you.
Reality?
The reality is that presidency now one ticket. It doesn't differ. Even though constitution x-ray the functions of the president, any the role as a vice president so a play. But the simple thing that me be say, Osi Dr. Bawumia MBA president. Enti any be a Ghana for demand this and Ghanaians should give him the benefit of the doubt. Now one train no more president. Is that not what you are saying?
I'm a sure say.
Yes.
No mommy answer a question. I'm sure say. Because I will be saying, what will say the same thing over 3 times.
Exactly the point. You are not answering.
No, I'm answering it. If you allow me, I'll answer it.
Me too, Kofi.
I am telling you, say, on my na ye woman yet to Abama or man penny, so on man penny no enfan and this one no emayejuma. Now on man penny ne ba or waf one ya swafwa or one man and this one no ebemu. Ye mran so say. Sa omanpanyin na ni swadi hunu na e onum kwa na ni swadi hunu. It is what the krata ko parliament or the krata ne ko parliament woni dinimu onfa krata ne ko parliament e wo ne vice president dinimu efi se e onu no ani swadi hunu. Wonu mo maka nyina no ye aboafo a omudi susuye ani adwenkyere beba beboa sa omanpanyin no ani swadi hunu. Na sa omanpanyin na ni swadi hunu kyere ba bia. And so be na suania on to me shess how Mampenny say or Mampenny ahana yenko. For example, we a minister of a ministry. Who bet me do programs in na to ja. Sa programs in na what the gun kratas on. On to me fan juma until say or Mampenny beja to say sa programs we know. Effective me many swadi hunti agana for to abamane. Enti se yewra Akufo-Addo won ani swade huru dia yewra Mahmoud Bawumia betimi aya kodura ne se obeboa omanpanyi Akufo-Addo ama omanpanyi Akufo-Addo ani swade huru abam Ghana amamra ne nkase omanpanyi Akufo-Addo ne omanpanyi abedi ekire emfa omumienu ani swade huru na nya adwuma Ghana amamra ne se yemfa omanpanyi ani swade huru nya adwuma abra omanpanyi abedi ekire ne asoafo eboa no enunti ena nhyehyɛ ne bi tumi ni nyina ma ɔmanpanyin a wanfa bia ma ɔmanpanyin abɛgye akyire enti sɛ yɛwura Akufo-Addo sɛ programs wey na me pese me here these are the budget expenditures these are the revenue lines me feel say me faso a ɛbɛboa me ama manya saa expenditure na Bawumia ni tumi sɛ ɔbɛka kyerɛ yɛwura president sɛ yɛwura we dia me no nya adwinti yifrim only saa tumi no and you know that so to say one in the same ticket and they have the same one. No, it's neither here nor there. Because
you are making an analogy based on the express provisions of the Constitution. But Ghana and Ibiansu said there is also an implied position of the Constitution. Now, what is the implied position of the Constitution? If the role of the vice president was not that necessary, okay? In our governance or now in our body politic, I mean, definitely the Constitution wouldn't have made provisions for that. Yes, no, we know the Constitution on paying certain level of authority, vice president no any, okay. But there is also a rationale and a reason why in here vice president no so yes, clearly we agree to the fact is that Oman has the ultimate responsibility. But we cannot also undertake the fact to say vice president has certain roles. A drew baby, to be played. For instance, the advisor will come say yes, vice president bet me am a foot minister bet me am a foot president cast one fine yeduma. I mean, won't mean yes. Now the question is that what are some of the things that Dr. Bawumia can or Mampayina na do danko Akufo-Addo say one fine yeduma. Then we are trying to belittle the role of the vice president. But equally, Moana Mama Yatias, yes, Dr. Bawumia has been the most active vice president. And Yamani Bebrohonoma, a Yenenis Wadi Huno de Bayana, party in your Mampenji 2 ma rolling it out. Are you successful? Example, your digitization here, Mudi Hong Komosis here. So on the other hand, I mean, how do we correspond the two analogies?
Very easy to correspond. If you are willing to understand the issues, they are very easy to correspond. Medicare culture will say, Omanpanyi and the one in this wadi huno. Omanpanyi and this wadi huno or the 2 mini be ma abuafo se omumuano. Abuafo ni di susuye ene adwenkyere ebeba. Na sa abuafo ni di susuye ne adwenkyere ne ba. Na sa omanpanyi ni nyansan mu no, sa adwenkyere ne susuye no eba. Na ebeboa no a omanpanyin ni begye atom se munkoye na emfamboa maban enti yewura Mahmoud Bawumia ye omanpanyin abedi akiri ye fa ne se omanpanyin abedi akiri a okotena officer na juma yes wo ye ne se odwene no de boa ne boss enti obeka se oh papa yakofa ade bia ye friend drone aba drone na ye de aba no ni free say ebetimi aboa ya pon enhyehyeye enti ne srew so obema me hutumi dia na eboa wani so ade hu na ye de akọ cabinet ya discuss omampanyi se megitum ebetimi aboa yen fa ye adwuma enu ntina ye busa ye rat Vice President question will meet the president or say ye co cabinet there are instances that I agree. There are instances that I don't agree. Okay, well, one thing. But the collective responsibility of cabinet. It is as long as I take a decision, a cabinet decision. Then no say me imagine. I sit down. What Mr. Speaker to see here, your program or Kessben. Richard, I take initiative. Say, your program in corporate pa. It's a charity work kakra bi ne yemfa mo oni bi ene ehia fo obekọ o ma general manager ho akwaji tumi anya sa
exactly
ukwaji tumi ni wi a now they abeye adwuma wo de beye adwuma Kessben nyina benya so mfa so ba ye bodin se hwan na de sa adwini we ba ya wo de ye adwuma eye wo anu producer din ye bebo because mo na mo take sa initiatives no but mo da de adwuma ne de wo the patrol emuda ho enti sana aban etie obi yo mampanyi a ana mampanyi abedi ekira obetimi asori so akotena office o mampanyi si yese obeye osori a wabetena ne fie okọ office o mampanyi si yese waye wabetena ne fie ti se de John Gina poka kire yese yewura mahama na dwuma na oye ne se okọ ayie any social event e de ma o mampanyi dada mills ba o mampanyi abedi ekire we de o se da bi mint na ho na min ko social event nko a medwini bibi ho na me de aboa aban no so adwini bibi ho de boa aban na no nkire se aban ne ye na aban ana aban ne tumi no ni nyina ekuta no enti sa taking initiatives me ade ba ko a misua ye pa Mr. Speaker wa abrochire ne se se ye fa wa adwuma mu a ye de responsibilities be ma ba afisu ni ebetua wo bonus a enya wo responsibility na wo ye na etua wo bonus ye wo de ye see wo take initiative anasa wo ye de friend stretch project ABCD na ye de amount no wan kasa de wadwini ye bibi boae wan kasa ye bibi a na ebro so nenso wo ye e de bo adwuma ne nkanko a eno ne ebegina so de bonus amount so let's educate the Ghanaian people say Vice President adwuma no e wo ba bi epim nanso se edru ba bi a ye rally mahama baaye wo se o de ahunidie meboa
exactly
o de ani ahunidie baaye ono nso ye initiative a wo take here as a Vice President or the boana baaye does that mean say ye rally mahama and your mampania o take final decision no the point ni na ne say Omampanyi abedi ekire ono ne yesesoboafo a obeboa ne mampanyi ama na ni so ade kuna beb na saa nipa no so wo ne vision enti wo kan speech a yewra Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de ba February 7th na okan bibi wo ho se yewra kufu ado baaye no odi nhihye bebre ku akwa mu ade ba akupa na ye fapim wo na ban mu ye social development and social intervention programs na wo hunu se yewura kufuado ani yewura kufuo MPP aban ni mienu no eya ade a omo share social interventions mu kena pa na me aye adom ba bi aya ba beduru no yetimi ahye mu kena ye beto akoso apira social intervention program de aboa oni bie ni ahiafo de nanso me de mani so ade hunu no me mfa fapem ni nyina kogina social interventions me mani so ade hunu no me de fapem ni nyina ba kire enyuma eni nyuma mpajamu business and business growth so already no waka tell say direction na your papa Kufuado fire no ono ne fa different direction
Kessben
it is all for different direction na our different solutions for those directions are opeso offer and waka tell say ono no e-levy eya de a ofi say emwa waka no publicly before cry e-levy beba no okaye publicly e Peace FM so office e-levy nya ade a ebeboa with the digital advancement a ye hwehwe wo man mu enti so ono ni nya tumi na ye ono na ban a enam se opese o hye digitalization ti no on ma sa ade ne mafi se ebe hampa the digital growth na opese onya no enti eye den obi ka se adan no nko kan kire kufu ado se onyim free hone wa ma o fapim nyina kire se ono no wo na ni so ade hu na nyame ma ni tumi no de ono na ni so ade hu na ye adwuma ade we ni de on fa nya adwuma eno nti na na me ma wo mfato ho se yewura John Mahama emra nyame de tumi ne hye ne nsa no animanimu na no ma ye hunu se ono nso wo kwan a opese wo ye den ofa so ni kwan no eye kwan foforo enye necessarily the same way a yewura mel se ye den efa so ono wo kwan foforo enti asoafo ni mpanyimfo bi a mo beboa no mpo no osesa wo mo. That is the point I'm making to you.
That's right. Kofi, Mami, no, as you know, pay. I'm grateful. I hope say you've had enough time to, clarify your point.
I've had enough time.
Exactly. Kofi Tonto, your political aide to Dr. Bawumia, speaking to us, on the sidelines of the filing of a year. Vice President in the nomination form 12 minutes after 8. Your numbers is 0550-596-929, 0550-567-929. Now, Joseph Tanodia, but good morning, Mr. Speaker. Please, why are you trying to pitch the Vice President against the President in terms of powers? Do you know, do you want the Vice President to sidestep with the President? And what do you really want? Joseph Tanog, thank you for a message with the Abba Anope. I'm grateful. I'm only asking the question, so because Neya Omo filing nomination, it is one ticket. Unless, yes, you tell us the Vice President can advise, but advise here President, which is equally, something that is possible. A bit to me, see it happened there be a non in your case. Mr. Speaker, good morning. Ghanaians' eyes are on the media, especially you guys who are willing to help support the fight against galamsey. God bless you and your team. Victor Eduefin Koko Anna Ede Abba. Victor, thank you for a message and pay what they Abba. And my message is not canning no Emra na yebiti me anywhere the komo na yakin kind in no at the amount. Now later on this afternoon, former President John Dramani Mahama and so Ebeko na one so a file the nomination no with the Electoral Commission. Your reporters me no edi womwachi nti ye de ani edi atri se ye no bedi nkomo. Dr. Bawumia de no 9 o'clock ya nti womodru ho ye no ebedi nkomo na afi ya mount the feed from the Electoral Commission premises and afi so the New Patriotic Party's headquarters ewo Asalam down. Na yene worthy and komo ewo 14 after 8 meaning the Mr. Speaker highly grateful. Now make a sure that I say anope ye beye juma mieno the edikan ye fight in our campaign against galamsey. It has become very rampant. In the last 2 weeks, yeni wedi nkomo about galamsey. Yaye juma bebre about the menace any kwanya efaswa haye. In fact, the consequential effect by so as a country. And the reason tia ye hear say ye beye nhyehyɛ a ebetimi aboa ma yabo yensuo no ɛho ɛban. I'm happy as a presenter, as a journalist, whatever you want to put it. Say yes, nkomodie yasi, you know. The reasonable minds are equally beginning to speak up. And you know, it is something that we all ought to. As I say, you know, we a teacher we a teacher, we a nurse, we a doctor, okay, we a engineer, we a businessman, we ton idea with jum, baby our minor drew no with galamsey no, the voices must begin to speak. Yeah, can say Senate nearby and not organized labor. Aye did that Senate no enye far more serious than galamsey hon komo ayedi. We are expecting the organized labor to speak up to these issues. Demonstration a womo ye omo adwen say womo be organize against Senate for deciding say womo beton sa 6 hotels no. Sa demonstration no a bigger one must happen for galamsey to be eradicated in our system. Because enono edi enya more than na enono sunsuanso ne so bad and so daring more than sa Senate hotels ankiye kwakotonti a organized labor ye omo adwen se won be demonstration. They must begin to do it now. From Endra wia na me Kumasi. Ghana Bar Association mo annual conference mo ko Kumasi from Endra Saturday no Friday no mamu nyina mo akwa akohia mo Kumasi efe. The strongest body, okay, in Ghana when it comes to laws are regulations. Mo ko conference mo ko di galamsey ho nkomo. Na ella na ya pass na eno ne environmental protection law regulation ya say ya man nkrofo kwan ye boapa o say president betimi a kiro krata ama explicit approval say obi nkose forest mu enkoye mining. I don't see the head and tail of that issue. So I'm expecting say the Ghana Bar Association mo kono mo dodo na mo fa by road no mo amfa flight no mo dodo na mo fa enyinam etiwa enclave netiwa east Abeno Asari, Minister of State in charge of Finance. Ne constituency ni mudru osino. Enyinem ekwani hu nyina hu se galamsey ni ya census na wie dada. Wokwa tutomwa kodru konongoa. You will see say hokra de ya west. So as lawyers, as legal practitioners, mo hu de so you've seen the water bodies. You've seen the lands, you've seen the forest. I'm expecting the national bar no se mo beka no so hu asem. Mutima Modeko conference, no, it is okay. We are ensuring you best sustain your democracy. But the democracy cannot be sustained whilst we are continuously destroying water bodies and destroying everything, all in the name of galamsey and all in the name of democracy. Yet the democracy in Tino be we are a nation. We are not conscious of everything we do. People are not conscious because of their own selfish interest and greediness. Otum for bar conference nasi. Your friend is saying President, His Excellency, and no crowd the Michiana convoy na echo. He is coming there. Your friend is saying, Mami Justice Tokuno, Chief Justice, Waba bar conference nasi. Well, we are the leader of the bar, the Attorney General himself, who is supposed to ensure some prosecution by Yejuma with galamsey issues. He will be there, and the whole country, the lawyers. We are expecting say Ghana Bar will speak and speak strongly against galamsey. And my colleagues are one ministers are one involved. They know what the Mining and Mineral Act no eka. Yet they are involved in galamsey illegality. The Bar Association should be able to call them to order. Now you say as a country no, yatiti association, yatiti groups near the no. We can fight certain things that are fighting us. We are perpetrating crime on humanity. The lawyers know, you are very much aware of it. And this sustaining democracy. Yet we are having a national day of foolishness. We are having a national day of foolishness. Because a niamana air cost nipa na waryen. When him say dear now oyen, essential. When him say dear now waryen, essential. When him say dear now waryen, okay, say forest, quiet. But one no catch here say, when your party chairman, wakwe yase kobon sawa. Na party no, Mr. Speaker say, well, when him say a party, say niaman koye. And Yaman Koyenti, out of his own selfishness and greed, Wakwata excavators, Aquafa China for Makumako 10. Edi Wamwaba Begu Bomfa in the Ashanti region, say Wamuntu galamsey. Because a party chairman, Wakwe Yasia wa bonsawa, na me bonsawa, you know, Mr. Speaker, scanning in an Ayame Kofawa here, party for any dying, so what? What you want, wouldn't you see Cow Honso, will be sure of party position. Obi na be share wo party ni ben NPP ni ben na be share wo NDC ni ben na be share wo sebra be di party position. Nobody came to you to force you. One kasa wo carry wo na wo we wo na wo hu wo ho den and wo hu say there be baby a wadru no wo pesa wo ye politics and you be call for party position. Don't come and insult us in our faces. I'm expecting the Ghana Bar Association to speak against galamsey. Asofo na mo ye galamsey no muntie. We are coming at you. Please, we cannot continue to do these things. We cannot. As a country, we cannot. When people are misbehaving with impunity, then the large majority of the Ghanaian people will be meanwhile, the person is showing us a very gross indiscipline. Yet we are saying, don't we have reasonable minds in this country? And galamsey, we need to begin to speak up. The regional ministers who are involved in galamsey, the Ghana Bar Association must tell them in their faces. The Attorney General knows it. Report report to Biama. National Security Report on galamsey, the persons who are involved, the list, the full list, more than 2,000. It doesn't come to my desk as a journalist. It comes to the desk of those who are in charge of this. One more making sure so one more protecting your environment. Now the Ghana Medical Association is speaking. You see, I do not get it. Why an attorney general will be there, and then we will go to parliament. Speaker Babe and I know Kana you MPs no muye bi mo na motena ho na moje samra de tu. Samra no mo na motena ho momra se bedwamufo. Mo na motena ho members of parliament. You see, nyatwom ne boapayo ni nyatwom. You sat down and you approved a legislative instrument. Say a name ye man crofo ho kwan. Na forest ya reserve for so many years. Ya yemra so onyonko betumi oni concession e wo forest ni mu akọ e the excavator akọ akosim. But even with that, what does the law say? Emrani say before wo be yes ade no. Ese say nua na wo bu agu no wo dua sa nua no na enua ni nyi beto de wo kwakọ bu agu no. Ansa na be mine na why? Are they complying with the dictate of the law? Emrano de emrane kano eno no mo de ye adwuma na na. Do not mind close proximity to the highway. Emrani is 100 meters away from the highway. And I will bet me akwakoye mining. Yet 10 meters away from the highway. Now what more ye galamsey? 100 meters away from the buffer, the banks of a river body. And son what me are mining. Don't mind. Now with debris, you know. One farmer me gusu yet they don't care. One more gusua, one more year, one more dissension. Now the waterbed. Insuo na sin wo mo se hokra na se gold na kese ne se enti wo mo divert insuo na wo mo akonsuo ni mu ankasa na wo mo akotu yet associations ni wo kroma e ba mo salary ho nkomo de na mo di hey ye cost strike hey ye say why do we do that as a country? Eniema na ehu hia no we will not talk about it. You feel say Appiah Kubi ni okatachie free fa na wo mo hote wo mo a wo mo so mbe fight against galamsey. Ebe kwa aba beto you will die one day out of galamsey activity. San kan wo ebeka onu ebeka wo fase ebeka wo yere ebeka wo papa ebeka wo maame. You be there and keep quiet. Wo de tena ho na kan wa no tum. Just be quiet. Be quiet. E won cry. Eni koforidua eni ho eni hohoi eni wa eni tamale enkra hakra de bi ma ha. Yati. And now something came to my mind. And I will ask the reasonable questions. Sa National Cathedral amena ya wo mu tu ya wo mu de tu hwe. Amena mo tu no for more than 3 to 4 years. Amena ne da so da ho. Foundation na ye created ye si dan de ama National Cathedral. Besi ne ya ye kan yen share concrete was amena nim. Amena no said ye tia na tie. In fact amena na mo tu ya mo se mo de besi National Cathedral. Anwe na mo de ba ye na ke nim se wo si dan ya. Wotu anwea na eno abi na ka de ye feeling anwea na mo sesa ye no anwea no mo de ko hefa. We are serious as a country. Okay, the entire body say chinchina wa na mo pesa musi National Cathedral this. I mean those in authority must explain to Ghanaians. We are asking questions in your baby sir. Odi atina ho na ye waje so en cry gold ne ha na gold coast na bro for de to Ghana no aha no mo di ka be pie you when wo to Ghana the Gold Coast aha enkraha the southern part aha no mo di ka buy and san wo mo transition akọ Cape Coast Asante region e hokra de no mo nim ho ba bia along the coast enkraha no mo di ka buy
Kessben.
Yeah, the baby questions, the legitimate ones, we will continue to ask. The reasonable minds must begin to speak against galamsey, and we must fight galamsey with all the effort in us. And you're being individual interest, no, the anyan hotam. Not the majority of Ghanaians are suffering. We are me and family home. We sika sisi what dine. In fact, I dine cry here now bed them. Cars na here now bet you. Nyamassem. But for quite papa so nanya say sika no. Uko say isu, uko say forest, uko say sasia. Me, I'll come at you. Me banswa, I will treat you with no respect. Because you are perpetrating crime on humanity. We are greedy, we are selfish. We are wicked person. I won't person nipa biya because so ewa brabum. Enti na wadoma kuma dia wade che ye no. Wonkwa nipa ba akofo. Wo se wonkwa na ni wabusuafo na mudidi ye. Na chairman, I don't pay be chia wo hwe ye. Wo so TV no ade wo tie wa helbeti the same thing with Angel. Listen, you thought to say we were so gullible say you be fa car dear free harbor. Yo Mr. Sika member mo 10,000. You don't even respect us. Because I'm a journalist ni biya ye. One why your bad no more jimu sikano. One more bad the truth necessary one more. You think we are so gullible? Ya ni ajuni da ye trim. Enti ni afaka. Ni a top petrogum. Ni a driving all the way. Ya bas yo. Speaker je 10,000 nako. Okwa kwa wanu tu man kwa kasa mi tu galamsey wo bomfa. Bebo din ochina nkomo bia wo ni ye bia hey me the recordings ni tape ni nyina abeba. We'll play it live and color it. We don't fear anybody in this country. Why do we do that to ourselves? Baby, I will cry won't fear be. We say who pesca. Baby, I when you do you. Who pesca. Baby, I when you do who pesca. And to who send microphone for dear. And me be such chairman. They say chairman. Baby, I will to galamsey. Won't him say cocoa for the honey dear. Was you and crofoni cocoa no. A sissy one more and so and to be tria one more kind of me. You see a party chairman. Yeka cocoa who has a cocoa board. One more level of production in terms of cocoa. Aqua from no chairman neti ho to young crofosika tra cocoa for nigu. This is somebody I want to know ye elderly. Ye the party position, dear man. Why? Why should that happen in this country? Why? Sikana wo pending na de benko. In any case, chairman, we yirin himself to galamsey dear. Woman, one more year, why say we to galamsey, chairman? Me be say a question, no. And no pesa, we know you no man here. Catch that one, say we to galamsey. Nanka first and wabra bomun ti say. Nanka first and wouldn't nisika say, what time if you was Remenadia Besifi, we no, and when we are dentino want to be miss out. But we are telling you, Yapema, we no man who say to galamsey. We will tell you in the face. Why?
Kessben.
Obi anyedi, yati.
Kessben.
One must see anyedi, mami en kasebi. Because galamsey ne ye click. And painful bebre na yebi. Ye fa adwuma ide to ye ho si ye din a yate. Ene one more afre ye wo phone so na doso. Eti Ghana for no ye wi at the latter part Richard Ayakai me. About 5 minutes. Ye from me phone lines. Ejuma we say yan to aso nya Ghana for na should tell us. Ye nya so ye beja ye beka ya no atum. Sama ka kire mo dada. E mane nyo nwanwa. Na se ye kan ya no tum agodo na nya obi ade a. Asase ne nya obi ade a ye nyina be kwa kotu bi. Samusi mo pede sa ne ye nya kasa ne dia. Ye nyina ye be kwa kopesika, ye beji loan, multi credit wo. Ne ye ko high excavators, 3,000 cedis a day. Ne ye dia kosi baby, si ye nyina baby ye free gold wo. Ye nyina ye be kwa kotu bi. Ne hu so man no, ye nyina ye say no because ye ni conscience.
Kessben.
But the end to the home people back home fast and ye. Nay, you know, what you will not accept that. Richard for Kodongo video netos and Namon and your man see what Kodongo said your Kodongo see say. And painful trouble when you ask woman who says I near my neck cause what Kodongo. They are telling us that they didn't know. Woman who cried. And him Guasiafo. Richard Boy video in the go.
Kessben.
Kessben 92.9 Asidan Kwan. 92.9 Asidankwa.
Aha. The entry point of Konongo. Na me did the Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker. We are so many
Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
We are in Konongo live. Na Nkoma Ghana for ni yedi about your effort in fighting against this particular menace. And until I know yeti anamoa yaba. So yaba beshe the air koso ewo Konongo. And then the enclave ni mo nyina. Na we are promising you said the AC wo Konongo kronim and in the surrounding communities are galamsey illegal mining activities. Ajiabos in Inano, and we are here to report to you live. I'm here, Ohine. Wosha unsabem kumsua. Wamaya Juma. Wamaya Juma. Wamadi dim. Enti ahano na complaints no be na every ever. Yeba ye no. I mean fence a wamwaje. Fence aje, but informant we crowd buasa perform. You look at the level of Juma destruction a course. I mean, you're starting to say, yeah, but I know it.
But over say, yes,
yeah, Casano, almost say, reclamation, air cover, pits, but I feel the Abedru. We are here. Said the apostle in the past, any of the Busu are ACBano. Yamama Ghana for so exactly.
Now, much in the Ecosia, how are they brought money? If you say that way,
exactly.
And show it in every Bumfa Banko, the ball wearing.
Okay,
and Sana, Koyos Cassio, and see a yarn near the galamsey, no essence, you know, quite. Now, you will be the Edika Casse. See a best issue party, and you'll be your queen.
And see that.
We may buy you in the Ghana and your Biadia.
Exactly, you idea.
Obia wo mucha fape
pepe
ani anka mugamu nanso nyamincha de ase ba no wo mu nyina afri ha ama afri
excavators ni nyina wo mo yiyi
koso ye de ni be di akiri
exactly
agwa ase ya ba report ni ya de sai ani ya ga se de ni be di akiri mu nim se de ni be di akiri eti ya de mu nya ma se ba
ya da mu nya ase oni yanko we'll show you more pictures and videos.
Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa. Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa. Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
Dale. Adia, kwa chance na omo ya ni ya no.
Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
Reggie, na membra me ya Juma wo studio na ya twaso 34 minutes after 8 ahe Kessben Maakye dwumadi ani so ni enti Konongo nana Konongo hene na woti wo kro yi so wo kro e fese nana Konongo hene na yetimi akokro mfimfin na ye galamsey na nana Konongo hene wo he nana Konongo hene yetu galamsey no wo I mean mfimfin ekro mfimfin pa na Konongo hene na wo he say yentu galamsey no ne esesase mrantie ba ko e ba ya o speaker na ha no kra de ya horo mu na say hey rough bia galamsey ne yetiase o mo de excavator ba ko kra bo from say ko a load amu yi no sika mu yi free no nya sika ketwa. Don't come and deceive anybody because we understand mo operations amu ye yetiase na ya kenkan homra no we know. Da me de no ne besi ha wochina me ba me ma drone shot no ye wi a ye ko bomfa ko ye adwuma e ho na party chairman ne be brabo he mummu ade se wo ba na wo pese be brabo ye ne enkofa 10,000 100,000 no 50,000 ne ma wonye premier ni kura wo ba betua bribe wo din sem woni eti say wakose forest mu ye nsem fu eti say wo ba ya no wo ba betua bribe 10,000 wo betua bribe 10,000 we have you on record Adia no kra wo ba ye wo saase a wo ba no. Because you maami bi na en nkwala bi ye adwuma ho no om se mo akwachi om nipa baako enti wa frɛ me se me meka bi ban. Adam say chairman enye mistake enye rough. Ye nim se wo na wo ye. China for mako 10 ne kra. Efie na mo akobu diesel. Gallons more than 10. Mo loadi ne mama. Mo di gallons no. Abobo ya ne ba betwe de kɔ enwuradim. Na mo di ye adwuma ni nyina ye twa ni nyina. Na mo chi de ye. Next time ye ba na mo yes ade na ye betwa jade atom excavators ni nyina mu. Bibia so ne ho ebesi de ebesi nasi. Wo kɔ court ye be ba court. Because there wo ye na ye illegality. Ye ba ye betwa ja fu na mo di ye adwuma na. Ye di ja betom excavator. We are telling you. Bibia no ebesi. Because amomo di boni a emra no ma ye kwan say we should defend our nation with all the strength and the blood in us. Ye tro ma mu ninsa boni mfa ninsa mfo san fa nkyereye. O tro me ba wo voice ni nyina mebo enkomo bia ye no di ye nyi bi mfiri mfa bi nka ho ye de beto video na se boko. Video ni boni nyina na wo voice ni so di akire. Na ye wi aya bodi ma Ghana fo ho. Ye do numbers atodwa say wo mo mfraw. No mu misa se bomfa ho no wote ho a wo ye den e de ntia wa wo de wo pa ko se bomfa ngura ni mu a wo sense ase no watwa nkrofo ko afu agu ono no wi o ka kire so wa se akuafo de bo se wo ye de o ye ni wi a wo bedua me emme no will take over 20 to 25 years ade bisa se chairman na sa mme ni benyini na wo da so te ase de o se o menti ase kura te ase fo bedidi so look at the wicked mentality. Ami fonsi na menya adwuma mra na be ba wi a ye be ya adwuma enkrofo wo kroma Richard fu wo ya motoi Ghana fo me ka kire mo na be the document ni ba na sase no eye your friend is say auditor general's report ho na sase afi 2 weeks ago ye no di nkomo about NL kura so still document ba na eba but ene enkrofo bi wo kroma mo ya ho asikafo wo mo ni nyansa nche obi a aya criminality sumasi dwadie ana ya no wo di page wo meti so wo ya adefo anti wo di hunu hunu okroma wo mo lifti fu wo bust wo mo de tanka kofa fu wo no wo mo wi ano mo de akọ supply e de mo filling stations na wo Ghana ni wo pe fu la to a wako filling station wo no wako tobi wo mo ekofa sa fu wo na o man ni disika kraba no wo mo kofa wi a wo mo ntua all in the name of your party for wo mo akofa fu wo na Wamu filling stations na ton fu o na wie no sika asese o mutua de ma aban wo mu ntua obi filling station ba ko de ka over 10 million Ghana cedis eso ne yete ya ne yesu se yi live na betimi atwitwaje ye wono na kofa fu wo no e de free boss for storage tanks di mu waton fu wo na wie e wo ne filling station no margins egugu su nyina no waje sika na de awie asese wote margins ne de ma boss na wote NPA de ma no na de sese kwa aban ho na kwa aban ho saa nipa no kofa afu ni wie ye no wantuaka as well a council of state member
Kessben 92.9
a council of state member bako your original your friend is a chairman of the NPP esremu mantem ho ben watchina be ba na be de lesson beba over 40 oil companies filling stations and then I make Ghana for better ye filling stations that so over 40 of them womu dudu na lift it or you only free boss to we are woman tueske bia ma bai or in the name of your party for until your manager pade no de pen no akofa no akoton no de ye tam sika was say kwa bai ho na kwa bai ho why are we so wicked like that company no enti filling stations bebre na egugugu no wo mo sheda wo mo de business no mo ne nkrofo ache sika na di wo wie ai no anu wo wie emra bia anche no bibia anye no wabo man ne ka wasen pam no ko na emamu ha mo ho because me kai before me ba be kai makọ registrar general me fa oil marketing company na ma ye search company registration date with details director say what company ni so nyina ma ye ni nyina wo chena me bo na me do company no profile with details no bibia to so wo ye council of state member wo na utu o mampanyifo yet wo left oil a wo ntuaka ade o man we kra ade mo bad say mo pese mo tua bribe me si mo tua sika na ye beji me kama Ghana fo ate nene. But minye krasidi enkofa 10,000, 50,000, 20,000. I'm bigger than that. And yes, why you ready so betua bribe? Na ye jai wasem ka. wo ba brani kasiem mami sika bo mi sika tua me kan sika na mani be ha krase me ba adwuma kwadwo preko frame ya makache si kwadwo me ko ba bi me ho do mi ntia no pa mi ntimi mba enso me boa na me kan sika sign bribe abetua yenti wo betua nso a meka magana fo ate eti wo bank of 10,000 na fu wo kra ye di free akoko no ngo no ye tua asai hotels a ye kodi dem aduane a ye di emro 10,000 money miesa o betua braba ye tua premine fo de na ye gi ayaje enti wo twa me na wo de betre Ghana fo say Mr Speaker gi bribe maka to say amia na me gi ye bibia nsi den no besi no de 10,000 aba wo betua bribe nso wo bedia no as if I'm 20,000, mammy for 10,000. I say, chairman, no more, dear sir. O journalists in fear, and I'm bigger than them, When you are moved into the Biamonia Hotel. And I'm actually saying, the speaker, maybe I walk on our way. Maybe fine. Yamia I come into young canoe by you, and I come a while with the amount. So, I remind us, I about no cray. Now I come. But means you are the bed. Yan Ghana for you now, what Pumi social for A. Sadik Herbal Center, and also Yasa Transibune said, Jordan, Janiso say ya. Na yenso ye de no abetato na nyina ne se wapomden ho enkomo ne ba betwehwe na watwe mu nkomo no senya Mr Speaker ni jana so no o se ye ne ten ne yasade abanwa kase no ema no na anopan nkomo a me ne wo ebedi free AA Sadik Herbal Center ene se empempi no eya ne ye mu bebre no ye ni wo ye nipadua so echen ene me ekoso e wo nipadua mu nti se nipadua ni mu no kwan bo ekokwa eya ne entan fa ya adwen enkoso nya yedi akoyemu nya yanum ene niema bi a wose ye ne yehweso ye me nipadua ndi ye yentan ye nemu no nya yede sra ye ho ne edema bi yede toto ye ho am ye nipadua no aye fama amanfo akamfo no eno ene hia ye nti se ade bo ekokompo a eya ya adwen tan koso AA Sadik Herbal Center ya fatu ye ho so se abribia no apomudin no ye behwe so amawo sempo no wunwuma doso na wure fi wabra woni padua ne bo kokwa yenye de ye betwa ben abribia na ya twe wadwen siso na anya bia no ye bisa wo se na watwi mu ni padua bo kokko no ensenchane be na wonhu ye wonhu se uti pai wo pa wonhu se uti fa no e wo hono metimi dwao onti ase aye on and off ekọ na aba afei wanim dua ye titriti uso usumse ya umfele uwo wana wo kasa na wano toto ufili se wano exia ko binkum anase exia banifa uwo hono ma ufili vibration ewa wo side wo koda no da yen so so no pa no hu ne se wo mu ayidudu as a cement bag sane yen nyina kire se entinye wose moja no edi mu afurusani ema mframa papa bi efam me koni padua ni mu ema wo dwie siso no entini mo sisi enti yade ye fe ne se stroke ene ebo kokko no entra o masa ya de mfa won konsie do kwabrare ti won mana na nase atatai obi won na nase ti me hye no se ne yaso jaguri nase no ebi ti make kan ko wie se ya tu na duro so na nya dutuo entini mo sisi modya ne ntimi ne afrusa ne ye stroke ya de ene ebo kokko no na yei na adom akyade ye nyankopom ede adom Dr. Penny a woda AA Sadik Herbal Center no Dr. Sadik efra nubrani no time haban no wonya Flexon 600 Flexon 600 adron wan waso a ebo ho ban every stroke yade ye ho ne no mo nya den enye nyo enti se wonya bi na se no no mo a woni stroke yade to nkwante amapai obi a wonte Flexon 600 nka wonya stroke ni binom enye ade se betra ma yade yi ede wakonse yeroda botu ekitami sa wohwem wo TV so sa wohwem wo Facebook ba bi a wotime nka bia no Flexon 600 bottle no ma wonsa enka bi nom emako enai peto aso na stroke yade ne se ne ho ye den ne wabubu wagu a inshallah entinim be woshe na moja bi die fusan ye na be sore waka Flexon 600 Flexon 600 Flexon 600 ma wonsa enka bi na no mo ho ban enfi stroke yade ho afen so e boost immune system no e support wa brenya bribia nti se wo no sa nro we ya yade hu ni padua no kwa na wo dwane enya de a obetimi age wa boso da Flexon 600 e wo ho e de ma wo bibiara se wo benom na wo de abobo ho ban entra wo ma stroke yade no
emma wo so ansana wa pese adure bi eyadure etosi fie wo ba nom be ma nom wodidi wi anopa no wanom wodidi wi anwumna no wanom se de be ya be bo ho ban every stroke yade ho se Flexon 600 herbal mixture nko ade enya ade se yade friend stroke obenya bi da nanu me kan sa doctor for me ati ase se yade akese miensa na se sedi ni pedie sie e wasase so se eye stroke cancer and kidney disease na sa ba yade we ye kase wanya mu ba ko pempo a wanye obefa back akwa abafada enu ti na me kan for Flexon 600 online no nsa ayetitriti unti mu twetwe uti mu se niema nkoyie wo heart palpitation wo hono ma wakoma no e vibrate e wo so kikikikim na se ne yebeti ato yem na e kire wo se e moje wo se entino enya na e supplement body ni nyina no enkoma bi nso akoma no enti e gbokoko wanye stroke yade e na ekofa bro Flexon 600 e yadura bebo apama wonsanka bi afei elephant herbal mixture kutia koko elephant herbal mixture wo bia koko ahye wo ho achepa enfie du enfie aduno no wo se wo ye Thomas Ndifa wo de bra na enema trans yema elephant herbal mixture ni bi enonom na hwese sa koko no ebekoso no wadi asi a koko yo ba ko mo aye friend hemorrhoid sabi manu semina so efifi ye kokobu mu na edam se twedi amponyanko bo nipa na mfa sa de na ntre kokobu mu ntino entime nsi ho abibia be ko agana bia so no na apai na edi moja na nam na ahehye bi ho so many years amakwabra na chance a won so rekonya no so no na sabi ne 12 hemorrhoid yarebo ni pa se wo ma won saka elephant herbal mixture any sadic powder sadre be tu hawo ya se a ekwa ensa ma biom elephant herbal mixture no eno an ya dada no e dia ye sadic powder ne yenua no mu a wo mo wa mono ne ena wo no hye se yenye ne powder ema wo mo na wo bia kokwa piepio ni padua ni ni afifiri wani ase kokko no ebi hu pa ebetime twe ten na etuatua kwabra na eto se wonya sadic powder ni bia hwiegu ade so nafa ensuo kakra efra fa sa wa fa ne fatare so paade kikire so enyame ne pa won sane no na kokko etu afiri ho ye tu amanfo de da eye elephant herbal mixture and sadic powder wo bia kokko how to be pusa wani sa wo hono mu na wo kwan ku ominimu obi wono ma kokko nti enka kra wo nanum asabi wakasa na ade anim gwase na ebre no kokko ya ade ase tran utimu a wo hawa de bebre no enya sem kuma wadro eye elephant herbal mixture and have a sadic powder yenum so krada and ye de elephant ointment buy so be kaya 30 years ni akire ni ye elephant ointment e ya de da so tiase waposo hwehwe so nya bisra wade wo ho ebi wonso wanya kwansia mre bi atwam ma sunsunsanso aba ma wonsa enka elephant ointment wabobo ama wonan mabua eye elephant ointment elephant ointment a ye ma menye papa no modum mpani mfie so asabe mu nkotodwe mu ahuhu no se wonya bi na de srasra okotodwe no so a pe roba ye de brodo hwemu yibi fitani bi fa kekere so na wo de kekere so a ento se wonsane no nyame ni penti ahode beba na kotodwe na emu ahuhu no ahode bebam na obesore waka anante Flexon 600 elephant herbal mixture and sadic powder and elephant ointment dura sadic herbal center diaba wadwaman so babia Ghana fana babia wodi wani kira obenya bi yanyankasa de ye kire kwan ewo Mori Junction Tobut Cape Coast kwantimpo no so Frayen 0241 53 511 0241 53 511 and that's 0557 99 77 97 0557 99 77 97 what do we need to work as drug lane Kobedia Enterprise Kingswalk Herbal Rupash herbal, Tinated herbal, and Hellos herbal, and ring in our Honomwa Ubenya Bim. Tama Aya Little George Pharmacy, Ashaman Ekus Pharmacy, and Koko Hillside Pharmacy, Kumase Kwalenak herbal, Misty herbal, Apidang herbal, Freddy Men's Kewo, and a Mama Becky. Ho Aya Abetsam, Takwa Owasa Bidrofie, Bogosu a unique herbal, Sunyani Green Light Pharmacy, and Cap herbal, Masom. Aguna swedro Lincoln Pharmacy. Lincoln Pharmacy wodi wani kire hono mo a obenya ye nro nyina to na mo pendo so poatu e wo kuma se ne importem nyina no mo mfre mama baki It was 0244
0244
750
750
510
510
0244
0244
750
750
510 kai se stroke ya de betwe okra kwanse do pa de lalai AA Sadek Eba Center yenwa your friend Flexon 600 e wo hono mu a e ko dia monti entra ho e ma yade ni mpo mansa na wape bianom per Flexon 600 na no na obenya wire sa se ye kokon so dia na elephant herbal mixture ene Sadek powder ene bedi wasema ma wo na bi so se wa poso na etwetwe wo dia na elephant ointment yenwe wadwama so ba bia ma wonsan ka bi se ne ya hye obo se adwo da bia pankase yeso ya ba betra so ne no watwetwe wapomudi ho nkomo no ene de na ha ne de besie na adomdom ye ne a da se ne yetenkwamu a ya besan hia ema ya de nku sanse eduru ewo ho nyankopon sham
ya we sure was so that answer Shaku is a day about for adope ye da boss adope
what surprise me
was surprise
Ghana School of Law for there Omunya mo udina odi tu Japan here am surprise o
na we am surprise
so na me tell see there bibia be fine mze yen so hwe na bibia de awie
boy yeah
nyankopon pa mze nyankopon pa bia October na bibia ye hwe se bibia be yi se twe no se to da odi ne ho ekosi odi wusia na odi tete na odi asiesie o to da ne de ho akosi kakra na yakopenim de ne kakra ye dai aka ho na nyesa wokasa na se wokasa kwa yeso wokasa mu yeduo na etimi ma esusu asopa ba eba oman no eda ache ne mpuntu nyina so nti we de Kenya se yedi tudwa eso
e me anam kan
menwa waka
wazi jezio easy kra no moya de hese ebe kwa akosi awie papa amen kamo na ministry to say minister want to say
oh yes adom minister ho ye Dr. Yosedu Chum na Ministry of Education so bibia possible ko sebio se o hwe mse aban no ahoden no Kessben no so gina enwumasua enti abribia no obia so hwe se de enwumasua broni beka say the impact of education on socio-economic transformation because minua oman bia etumpon bia no ne fapem kase nyina enwumasua de bia meka say yenya about even 60% or 40% of your population no move to minya nwumasua ntete ya even up to the tertiary level eno mabu wa ntimi nyo me buy galamsey asema wo kan how a usi assess no a wote heya you are able to weigh the impact on your socio-economic transformation whether say dey be kwa edima na say dey be echi no sebio buru the enwumasua wanya no so will help you to better appreciate the issues
exactly
and the okoye was 10,000 wonya dey when because they insult here the amount because we share the impact of galamsey on your community in your society now her 10,000 say bi buru ba ko for obeja se botoma emfaso bi anya dey ema so so the use no ebi obi a say bi onyi bibi eto aduane kra de no the say scan ko akoma because say wonya enwumasua Emma dache papa, Emma fapen papa, and no able you are not able to be compromised. And the woman dear all over the world. It is something that and only the pivot for attaining socio-economic transformation. And Ghana too has been also, I mean, in the limelight when it comes to women. Now, yeah, by Ministry of Education, adia make us say a buy the campaign near by Ghana for Gini 2 on the buy. One of them has to do with women.
Yeah, free education.
Yes, free education. But the me person me can our videos mo bia ti ase ne say enye sebio free education kwa ho enkomo na fan say anase ehu anamoto kwa na ban ya dey etu o hwe even at the basic school level foundational learning ban ya ye normal bebre ho na at the junior high schools level so no ya restructure the junior high schools level no so
okay
we free wa aban no a promise be a friend no free senior high school nowhere in aban manifesto no promise be a friend STEM education but the STEM education is why they abeka home uze TVET crowd e na kazu e be she TVET mu ken be TVET mu ken but the TVET is an institution on its own
okay
so I know so mu second up sai curriculum assessment ni ade abanyina hwe complementary education in kan na mo friend non formal and then teacher professionalization teacher development abanyina na enkomo no nyina fapem ne say se ka when we talk about education and I say education as having an impact on the socio-economic transformation, the conversation should not be about say a free SHS and no.
Okay. As I say, comprehensive.
As I say, comprehensive because at the basic school level now, even kindergarten, there has been aggressive revolutionization of the kindergarten space. Or Kwabenya sa ultramodern KG on Musi or that is the new model KG LCA day. Okay. Because those are smart KG classrooms. The tablet that is the new order the BID home because Dr. said we are in the fourth industrial revolution. Na fourth industrial revolution,
exactly.
You are using the fourth industrial demand. And no, na me call MPP manifesto no. Na me hwe Dr. Baumia, ade a me na me kasem betra ha no. Se me so be di papa no ho dance no. Me hwe MPP manifesto no say within the fourth industrial revolution no.
Yes.
One of the pivotal also ya this some man no because the first industrial revolution and we are seeing steam engines propelling steam engines for industrialization. The second industrial revolution came with electricity. The third industrial revolution also came with computers.
Okay.
But not Africa, the third world countries were not part. But within the fourth industrial revolution, artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D imaging, and on your person na yede some man yede empuntu. And when you listen to the vice president, he has been talking about digitalization. And not just any digitalization. We will use education to drive the digitalization. And at the basic school level, we've introduced the smart kindergarten schools, so no more any other. Now, at the back also, even at the basic school level, no, very significant. I was saying in because the case I'm making when I said the premise was say the MPP government or we are the Ministry of Education, our achievement is not alone, is not the free senior high school. Hey, my remember one test case at the basic school level. If be literacy level. Literacy
at the basic level.
Yeah, at the basic level. Say ubetimi akenkan because nwumasua nyina na fapem kese na ho ade nyina akenkan. Na year 2015 oman ni nyina ye nso hwe bi ye de tese omanfo no ana adesuafo no wono mo akenkan se de be ye de edu. Would say only 2% of primary 2 students na netimi kenkan bro for Gaza. Now omaya 2% of primary 2 and netimi kenkan no. Odu primary 3 the same 2% na neko. Primary 4 the same 2% na neko. And you are having a country about 98% of unkwara on mo free class 2 kon on mo kenkan. Na we are the we bobra. Then it is about ngumasua bi atima tumpo ama benya nsunsu so o man that so. But just 2022 ye be 38% of primary 2 learners need to make kenkai. It is all TBB a national standardized test no money there. So let say in terms of literacy level, we as a country has been able to improve significantly when it comes to be at literacy level. Of course, infrastructure development also at the basic schools level. Maybe okwa half of my basic schools so no near there. But make a way me the basic school there ni basic no.
Yeah.
But let me draw attention to something very significant. When it comes to infrastructure development, even though at the basic schools level, we also admit that there is a very huge gap. Because, I mean, you did in Komo, schools under trees, but then we perceive first, so a chile schools under trees, I buy beer, you are sorry, I say, Wakusi schools under trees, and that's what I born tabo, to say be a mimi kroma sante achem domiabra.
Yeah.
Na se be bre o domiabre e bia SDA 4 person munyo mu school. Methodist 4 person munyo mu school. Presby 4 person munyo mu school. Afi oberhe bia asore ba ko so be on so Pentecost 4 person mu say dey enyo mu school. And these schools as part of our community support no mo akopɛ structure bi na omo dey start school. Now we say prayed before so you cry enquire no main chrome to no support structures no their study school. And he said Domia Brankwan, you can even imagine NGOs, churches, and even sometimes the community themselves coming together to say one more class so study school. Maybe I call their lay blocks akra, mzon kwara no bia maybe omonante ba nemuchi no mercy. And these are schools that at some point, government have to intervene.
Okay.
Because BSA come on teachers. Yeah, so more teachers. Be a my textbooks, so come on teaching learning materials, so yeah, the more and the more we say schools be brave free hon, the more other communities are also engineering, same schools, because the communities are also expanding.
Okay.
And when you want to measure government infrastructure wise, particularly at the basic school level, you measure with input to the ACOM. But offer the general scope, say, oh, there was 6,000 schools under trees, the 6,000 schools under trees, and one that's what because I buy
because see, and what it means is that you don't mean to us here because there is always a growing demand, and Crawford would want to expand. The make cannot here.
You bet. That is why Minister for Education, Dr. Duchunmo, with a very bold solution.
Okay.
Particularly when you look at our junior high schools now, spring up now. So what they are doing is say, anka sa schools under trees, say 100 and I fancy be a communities over be a Miami Chrome Domia example.
Yes.
If you have about 7 of them now,
7 basic schools.
7 basic schools now, this time around, in say can be see will be a 7 amount be a 7 different structures amount. What you do, you say you get a location a very proximal to all the community members.
So then be central point.
Yes, central point. Then you put up what you call the model junior high schools.
Okay.
Because model junior high schools, averagely, you will share the components in a 2-story building classroom. One more administration area, one more sick bay, one more offices, one more staircase ramp, support to a friend say disability, mechanized borehole, at the gated. Is what is going to do? They say, Sanka buying ABC different schools, about 7 different schools, what the Americans are buying, see the 7 different schools. I also buying a computer laboratories. Schools, apart from computer laboratories, say first also biology lab. Also, be schools in say Sigway also be schools in say Bia in terms of even transportation also be schools in. But this time around, when you are able to just produce one significant building, the model junior high schools then you are able to cover those 7 schools.
Okay.
And this will be...
It is more of a cluster.
Yes.
And Yaba district, Yafa Ebia electoral areas bear 5.
Yes.
Anka ordinarily electoral area be one the busy school.
Yes.
Yafa from primary to
JHS, yes.
Good. Now you see one big facility.
Yes, one big facility.
And all the 5 electoral areas.
Yes.
And when I'm calling but baby I be CS baby a moon down. Eti we free her ba we free her ba wo mu nyina atimi be share
I don't know yes be wo dwaben model schools no.
Okay.
Oko dwaben bi wo. Because so share the whole idea say if you want to tackle for instance schools under trees. Na over 6,000 schools under trees.
Yes.
That ben na oko school down akoma konkwa 6,000 every. Meanwhile, if you do be the mathematics you can just do these model schools, for instance, be about 500 of them to be able to clear those 6,000 schools.
Okay.
So, I mean, in terms of even the economic turnaround, it's more economically prudent to be able to have these
in terms
schools.
Of spending.
Yeah, in terms of spending.
But have we equally thought of the population about those cluster of schools now? Because a amalgamation of individual schools and the together. So how do we ensure, sustenance in terms of the school's population? Say, ABI, yedim say Methodist Primary A, one more student be 200. The other side is will be 200. Facility, will it be able to cater for all the numbers?
Kessben.
Oh, maybe say send it back Kwame Richard na or the
okay.
Because Osha, these are 2-story building. Even number of laboratories in Kwa 5.
Okay.
Or administrative area, or health office, and then the secretariat, or office, or library, or staff common room, or washrooms, or friend say make us a mechanized borehole, and or some elevated tank could be or the best supporting it. So these are very huge building.
Okay.
In terms of its space, it should be able to, for instance, you are looking at about 12 different schools, and me fan say you are doing away with all those 12 schools. Now make us say the bottom line they say I don't know if there's all say 12 different schools you could see a bia mobia untimi mfa library nkom. Untimi mfa computer science lab nya de nkom. Untimi mfa biology lab and all these 5 laboratories in the nkom. So it makes sense say you rather get a very big structure with big space multi-purpose structure. at every point these students can take advantage of it. So yes, we've done a lot of studies and we've come to the conclusion say instead of say be see just different schools, it's rather makes sense say see Bako, then you do away with it, and that is a way of
it makes a lot of sense. I was only asking of again numbers,
Yeah, obviously.
Numbers, will be catered for.
Yeah, obviously.
What you say?
Yeah, obviously.
The population, in terms of growth, definitely a bit costly. But yemra the senior part, you say schools in the resume, senior high school for the Chowasi, right? Almost sure was okay. And that aspect, any issues a border on the current year models and so on model bano. Me who dia more year one cry hano, but efe. Mamin chowo and no kakra na afi yamra the other one.
Senior high school, I think the conversation, me every time I situate it within these three very foundations and that perspective. Because you can umesua they be ne fapem eye enoma miensa. One has to do with access, the second has to do with quality, and the third has to do with relevance. That is the impact of education na enya o man nso so no. Okay. Na o hwe even ye quality component na say ya tro wasi so hwe bebre. But o hwe data available no. Only 2020, 2021, 2022 and 2023. And you are having students more than 50% of
the
pass mark in all core subjects.
Okay.
So, and these are products of the free senior high school spaces, policy. Over 2022-2023 year group squad, more than 60% of the candidates are obtaining A1 to C6 in all core subjects. So, in terms of the quality outcome, I mean, it's unmatched. But let's look at, for instance, something like enrollment. Enrollment, you take a year like, for instance, 2013, 261,598 students were enrolled, representing 74.3. Okay. Yemfa be and the FNC be a watchery, but for year BTC be 2016. 2016, out of 420,000, you post to be placed, only 308,000 enrolled. But yeah, first had data to compare to, for instance, 2023, which was just last year. 593,250 students were placed in schools. 504,729, representing 85.1% were enrolled. Which means when you talk about assessor, akwenya emwe bi amanipa bebre nya akwenya yede eko. Now the more onu eko na, you are also making sure that there is the component of quality, and that is where enya institution so papa yede ewo man so. Abribia no na nkomo no nyina akoye say you increase access all over the world and quality so yeah. But in the case of Ghana has been able to defy the odds, or let me say defy gravity, and defy what has been proven all over the world. Why are we saying that? When you increase access, there is so much pressure on the amenities and the teaching and learning materials and facilities. But in the case of Ghana, we did something very novel. And today I want to state on this platform, no biati as I say, double track, and it is not a button. Double track was rather a messiah. The reason I can say double track was an innovative response. At the same time, we ensure quality, you are also ensuring that there is also access. Because what do you mean by that? So inquire mako 100,000.
Okay.
Now, but 100,000 you could score. Would you rather say oh, and you made the pass mark, no move 50,000 at traffic? And I say you will bring an innovative response. Say oh, and you be this season. Maybe so this season. So that at the same time, instead of first you have about 60,000 students no more school. This time around, a 50-50. In terms of the teacher to student ratio, you are able to get teachers because the same and also at the same time you are also able to recruit more teachers about so the double track was an innovative response and then even though you see you need double track within the concept of the gold and the green, but what we do have is within a particular year group it be a form 2 form 1 for school na form 3 for the advocate form 3 for form 2 for school ma na form 1 for the advocate, and that is about
and not in a confusing parents, because most often they're not, because see parents never got just a colonical school 1 month no better for 2 months and no rush now no anything, because most of the parents and TSC and they teach you was senior high school
and I make her say
yeah
a bino start say the double track policy and a na those tracking system.
Okay.
And those tracking system, they were not, I mean, all schools in there. Currently, 65% of senior high schools don't even run the double track at all.
Okay.
They're in Canada with gold. And then them say green, so account. And the gold for no qua, the BSB, no green for no say the echo. And within a particular year group, no say from 1 for any check from 1 for no year day. Half of qua.
Green track and
no half of qua. Say in San Say and the new hobby.
Okay.
Say in the from 1 for qua from 1 for in day school. From 2 for qua from 2 for in day school. From 3 for qua from 3 for in day school. So within a particular year group and ya che mumu na ebiko na ebitifie no saa de nya de any obi. So double track within that context but what we do have is say ebi a form 1 and form 2 for the omo school.
Okay.
More school na form 3 for a day amakwan form 2 ni form 3 for school baby na form 1 for a day amakwan. So technically the double track system is not there
is to give or give the opportunity for more space and
yes, because you see, even if when you want to technically talk about space anka Ghana as a country, we don't really have a problem with space.
Okay.
The challenge allocating the whole space thing has to do with the fact that people have the opportunity to make a choice on which senior high school they want to go. So, and to be able to school to say, you may have spaces there, but be able to precisely go on. Not space there anyhow. So, because of people having the option to select, say, school in America, and when a person is eligible and qualified, they also didn't pay. Because if you look at the number of vacancies that were declared by senior high schools, and the number of students that we placed them in schools, the number of vacancies in more than 600,000, but the placement was around 500,000. So which means we have an excess of 100,000 spaces to crack a but it's because of the regime that we practice.
Most of them then your preferred choice of the students.
Of the students.
Okay.
So how do you go by it? And again, we've introduced something very productive and very significant, particularly with the introduction of the STEM schools. Because so all the STEM schools in the bar, again, is a way of also decongesting even
category
A schools, because the STEM schools are also category A schools, very standard schools, even facilities because we are having about 36 classrooms, you are having 12 science laboratories. Some of the more sick more awaso more administrative first head teachers bungalow staff bungalow. So it's also even in a way even infrastructure, because I mean people have even argued say one STEM school, if you want to even translate into senior high schools, one here you may get about 2 or 3 different senior high schools. Because if you look at infrastructure, is something that I mean, in terms of back to what I'm saying, in terms of double track, double track was more or less at the Bonnie Bino. The facts and the data that we have in terms of the outcome that we have from the WASI results, that's not supported. So we have been able to defy the odds. We have been able to get more students into school at the same time, also ensure the quality.
Yeah. Very well. My main branch now, roughly up then schools no basic ones. I feel no baby, right?
So you can teach so what's no movie.
Okay, me who say more posty new timetable be I don't know how it is, but me say me who na me kai enfamo but I had 92 points na me nua kwasi kwache ana ADM komo one ye customer for the Ministry of Education ana pay yede no ADM komo. But currently kwasi what is happening now, especially with the free education going forward, what is the agenda going to be? Emrana na mo shisheno abamra shebidwema na your take on it na your infancy.
Emra?
Yes, I'm talking about the free SHS bill, the proposed one.
Free SHS is not a bill say it's something that has been tabled before Parliament for consideration, of which when Parliament deliberates on this now one more pass here, then one can say maybe now come into a full act. It was at the cabinet level.
Okay.
And and some and it was just a policy proposal I call cabinet. Now names Nkufobi say free senior high school bill because the government was afraid. They said of course, I mean when it comes to the general comments of both parties on the free SHS, Ghana has already formed their decision.
Okay.
Now the other buy, they are so the only or no which your asset the other year they buy. But it wasn't a free SHS bill. It was a secondary education bill.
Okay.
Yes, it was just a review of it because what we are seeking to do is not necessarily to say
protective free SHS as a policy.
No. But one, we are trying to redefine what we call basic education to include secondary education.
Okay.
Because we share the GS for Education Act now. It defines basic school up to only the primary level.
Okay.
But
from junior high school.
Yes, from junior high school, senior high school. High school. The junior high school, which is the high school component, we have to really give meaning and purpose to a high school component. And unfortunately, we've decoupled the junior high school now what is being defined as basic school up to the primary level because and they will call basic school within the context of the definition of the act now. It includes junior high school education.
Exactly.
And the high school component, it is only in the case of Ghana and a high, take high ni biya akwechiri. So the high school component, the real high school of 6 years, in practical terms, now than 3 years.
Yeah.
Because we only give effect to the senior high at the neglect of the junior high. So what this act is seeking to do is that one, we have to redefine basic education to include up to the senior high school level. So the way I cast the work with school, basic education. That's why there were proposals and arguments about CAEB, CAED, because what it means is that you have a continuous assessment instead of JHS. This time around, which might be senior high.
Okay.
Because JHS said, Chrome, yeah, kind of prepare the
police.
Then the police go on you. Go on you. And what we are just trying to do is to give more meaning to what we call the basic education. So, of course, when we talk about basic education, already there is free compulsory universal basic education, right?
Yeah.
There's also the senior high school education. So when these two comes to join, now indeed you've redefined what indeed should constitute basic education. Then the fact that it's also free, you then legislate it to also make it more, formidable. And that's something that you need to say yes, indeed. A buyer in free amount at the basic school level, a buyer in free amount even at the high school level, and right now the high school now the basic education has been redefined to include senior high schools there. Then it's compulsory for BSc or Ekobi. So it's not necessarily say a buyer per se, and even indeed, granted that is even the case, a buyer per se protective free SHS can say be a broker. At the
very well, but the current state of our education, brighter. And going forward, Ghanaians will get to understand and then actually benefit from the hard work of President Akufo-Addo and the Minister Ora Educhum. Was it the Omeka chat to na
the mechanic say the abaya sasie e de ngomesua ye no wi ase babia meka say ngomesua na esese oman bia da chene ne mpuntu particularly TVET institutions me dey know see TVET institutions and oman before aban ba no we had about 35 different institutions. Actually, there were 19 institutions under 35 different ministries and sectors, which really did not add up. As I speak with you, TVET institutions, we have 225 TVET institutions. One million currently implementing free SHS. So if you look at the gains in the area of free SHS, in the area of TVET education, in the area of, for instance, STEM, and then we are talking about using digitalization to revolutionize your mind. I mean, all this shows in terms of the future that we have with regards to educational outlook, we have foundational learn at the foundation level.
Yes,
they are buying on it only makes sense say ye boa aban for continuity.
Okay.
We are not saying say me for instance, I don't even agree that NDC has the powers to cancel free SHS. It will even be at their own political cost. But in terms of implementation, they never believe in it, so they don't have the credibility to be able to handle it well. So if we look at how we are restructuring the junior higher education, if we look at STEM education, if we look at TVET revitalization, curriculum assessment, no money at the complementary education level, no, there are a lot of reforms. So more recently, one student, one tablet, and then one teacher, one laptop. So one student, one tablet. Over 1.4 million students will be the digital aspect of education. I mean, particularly repositioning Ghana's education to be able to fit into the fourth industrial revolution. This government deserves a continuity. And until I stress our for Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia na abandon team continue the good works that is doing in the areas of education. Now that is the only way or minor at that and in institution so be there.
Yes. That's right. Chief, Maakye to say.
Kwame Joso. Nyame adom boko.
Dims for ho ye ho.
Adom nti. Ene mo Bible bibia kama.
Na mete mo nka na ache, me hu mo ha ache. Nyame hia mo sa no pe mo ba. Na me nimse mo ba de nkomo bebre na no ewo ho. Mama, ma me sha sem free so. Ana me sha sem free ono no so.
Right, bibia.
Ma me sha sem free mo mi so na wono no eni nkomo mia no maye. Mama, ma me nche.
Thank you. Dreams Fertility Clinic and yasaba BPM wa hase na said the bia ka no awo ene how titro a ewo awade mu enti ye baya ya de ahodo a ana se problem ahodo a e ma ni face ni mema ni face a eni ntinyinsa na ema no aha ena me ba bi di hu nkomo sesi a enti ebia ne se mabobo bi so for the time being ebi need to say obu ho a block tube ana say wakoya IVF anyi ana so fibroid cyst in the metrosis you with different problems a man bi obu ana ni tubes are block obu on so ana miscarriaging ne ha no obu on so irregular menses ni nyina esi your friends are walk kwai ana mema no nso de enso ye bedi hu nkomo kakra ye low sperm count be ma bi wo ho a wo de boso kra nyiye enti eno sa no o se wo ba ye clinic a wo ba no ye ni treatment na wo be ma no nso ye ma wo nso treatment se de be ya with me gina so na wotim anyi mo ba no enti ene em se de bedi hu nkomo pa ye fibroid aha ifru ane ye de ko mema no so ene ema no
right me de na ma tudwa se na be ya obi ti lorry mu na se ope awo ho pomasibre a obetimi afana manual number no 0599 555 220 0599 555 220 and 0597 180 034 0597 180 034 intimidika kraka mama de no ye na ma no fa dreams ye special clinic I just say family clinic enti ade bebe ma wabusua ani jabam aware na ani jebe bam obema ani obabiti machia ma akwara bam no enu nti na dreams ehia enti sane odi kan no obabi wo no mu a ombudi nsa obi wo no mu under 30 years obi ko 25 years ombudi nsa for a very long time obi wo obu ba kopa embabi the whole month no obu nsa ba kopa asi embabi ni nyina ye niama esi awo kwan ena ye omema ni bi wo no so ono obi anyim be 10 years ago and I go school only be abortion and be just so I'm not confident on there or possible so but ye will be a timisi kwama and found so open I won't quite be in two Fred dreams are ye book appointment na ya ma oda obeba nti ho ye mba ho no mo fa ka no aba abegu bebre doctor pese onya abotre na onko aha nti the whole day no otimi hwe nipa mienu ana ba akopɛ se na ebe obenya abotre amamo na ya hwɛ niama tochi ma onipadua ni mu na dreams ade ba akɔ ya kono ni se a UK based clinic I had Ghana. Yes, so a natural medication in UK. na yɛde aba Ghana enti sɛ wobɛkɔ abrokyiri sɛ wokɔpa awoɔ no yɛde afi abrokyiri aba Ghana enti woba dreams a awoɔ deɛ onsa mfa ho problem ne nkɔ fie bio adeɛ baako pɛ si a wɔ ho kwan dreams ne sɛ ebia wo ni kunu ana wo ni obi a wo ne bɛhyia na mawo but dreams there is possible enti mommy bebie mu irregular menstrual issues no eni Rebecca wasem kakra na mensa fa na mani ntudwa bio na number no 0599 555 220 0599 555 220 and 0597 180 034 0597 180 034 Timomi
my chill ewo back when I was irregular menstruation, yes, and a fibroid, you know, mamintio and no kakra. A day and a kofasa how you know, edema.
A fire edidi.
Kessben.
BBT is a fibroid. Fibroid ni see a war or baby or fibroid. So we need fibroid and actually say when you're at the age of 60. Okay. If it's 60, can say a friend say. Hormones no echo down nti enya de a obawu biem dia then fibroid nso shrink o baby obuni nsa bia na so wo na awo bremu no fibroid ehye na yase fibroid kroya nso na sa mankrofo nya miscarriaging obi nyimo a obetuma akasa e bia be eco 6 months no wapon na nyinsen asei esei a enya infection esei eye miscarriaging no the causes are miscarriaging no infection enye the problem eye fibroid chrono fibroid no eda wo yemu ite said ya wonyem pepepe obu an fura ye kakraka wo feeling movement to say akwala dem tetu no na ema ne fa no mutimi e de deceive mema say wonyem enso wonyem fibroid ete se nyinsa pepepe wi humoja na se grow no no nso da ye frunum se komodo ana homete nti aduane bi wo ho a se wo ba ye clinic me make sure se unni sa aduane no undi a fibroid no nso be shredding se de be kofom anyway fibroid no na mpese me piepie mu impressive no e man fa obu ho a na odumi ka no akwakoye fibroid operation ukoye fibroid operation upa akoye ene every 6 months e kono be sa grow sa nti oba ye twa obaako mienu miensa award awo ento ye funu no mu biemu da because a liver scar tissue e wa awodie no nti prepi no me kire e ma ne se fast kan wa wude onyame ase se de be ya oba ye hwa e be ma wadura e be shrink fibroid no naturally na wetima fa nyinsen eno ye better than so bakwakoye operation wan hwe ekura na akwakoyi awode ani nyina afiri woyem nti ekoyi free mu adase untimi emfa nyinsan biem nti fibroid no ya ade adi ema no hwamo pa nti ye ma ehu treatment na akere waduane ani kwase wudie so follow nko ade a fibroid no be shrink naturally no wetima fa nyinsan ye simple wunyinsan so a wotanya miscarriaging no so a sa fibroid kroya nso ne koyi yinse no adekrenti America sa ne se fibroid no observe humoja na baby no so ono so da yefru no ono so twu humoja the combination of two no fibroid no wo upper hand ya ono timi conquer sa yinse no bia wafa no foforo no enti na ema ne fa akola bi wo ho baby bi wo ho a obetimi survive sa ko bia 6 months 5 months na say the reason why I say no ye akola no a woda ye from wonya enough oxygen and fun grow into more na afede you know will give up na say nyinsa na say enti a farm miscarriaging ho de ukoba bia doctor bia be catch us minimal the crop by normal enya normal a fibroid no na esi ema no ekwai
mama me da say bring into me yemfa location no any numbers into dwabie
right enti location e Tema community 22 masana me di ka kan no ofra ye no be ma time any day a e be possible be share doctor o ba na ono ho ka for ukunu na o yere na mo abom na maba unya kwan na ba ko be di kan aba so no problem ti number no 0597 225 383 388 0597 225 388 and 0597 225 389 0597 225 389 inti ufra ebema ode anytime a ubeba be sha doctor na awo ho asem no de say you udi bedu dreams nko ade a say on zamfa nko bio
better say mo I don't pay that. I'm fast than be man. The must connected Ghana Limited. I don't pay. Must come for tons as papa. And the amount. But just a wood hear me. Now, what pass us here to open the man who can't be no any home. But your answer no, I will chopoli, I won't cry her. I don't pay the obeying. I know any say when you ABD and come on here to an amount above. You be just on the action. Now, one so as I see be will pay in large acres, you know, get to me at the amount. Say, open your trap, but your war a year. Spinters Road Community 18 Junction, any Allied Filling Station, and a EDM Shani will pay for you on 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 and after 0553 838730. That we need in the I'm my executive prostate center for a chain. I'm my woman Akwaba. Doc Maakye.
Yeah, you bibia boko de.
Boko na wo say.
Nyamiadum yenzu bibia boko.
Bibia fine.
Bibia fine.
That's right.
Na yeguso ma Ghana for the needed treatment yadina for so long. And for the past years no the products ahodo and ababont here. Yeah, the assume Ghana man ye papa. No, we be only me bien so any bien with a particular brand of products. Bibi is a Ghana Balm. Omudi ni me pa until per balm a timidi chi etu oya asia a Ghana Balm. And these are products yedi yanka sayen ahaban. These are not imported herbs. Anya haban ya credit from one the be ahaban ya nanum edi eja ye no yedi abefo abode nyansa penhwemu na aka ho ye de abefo fidie and ye de aye nti hu a obefin sabro fidie but it is our own herbs just because we are adding value to yankasa yan ye di mu nti ye dru nyina no Ghana haban na ye de aye nti Ghana Balm say ya haban ahodo te xanthozylum xanthozyloides ewom Eugenia caeophyllata capsicum annum menta peperita and the Ghana Balm. So these are herbs common to us and ya fa befo kwan so nti na ye dwuma wa maso nti e ka ba matimi to ya ase it's coming from us, Ghana Balm. Your Ghana Man capsules from Bema will pay very good blood circulation. Moj edi afro asania and Nyamia Sem Quatro say, Enquano is the life is in the blood. The life of the flesh is in the blood. Into me, yes, Moja, a bit me edu ni pedian aqua binina, send a be any pediaqua in a bit me ajuma, and it's Ghana Man capsules, and also woman Bema, Bema, because Bema, Nina Edgina. Proper blood circulation. Your prostate, you are memo Junsom how Junsom Yare, and you was say 500 number one immune booster potent. A be any hobium, and you are kept to find it for malaria. Now, catch a Ghana for you, say you go swa a ye juma. Treaty Yarawa Ahodo Executive Prostate and Herbal Center and ye beer ye the esa in Yarao and then Benina Ghana in a hono be a question say say ye can't be drawn as I buy to me 82 area say I have far before question a young and ye was sending the young and ye was saying for you know youngs and I in Rua you to me 82 area sending a year I have buying because for so long a time Ghanaians have been denied. They are denied Ghana for their right to a very affordable treatment. So affordable ability to diaba on the scene. So we are making healthcare yama ayaresa so affordable. Yen fa a bo and to yares yen kase bra diabetes for 2,000 bra, hypertension 3,000, stroke for 10,000. We do not do that. Odia kakra one odia fabra. And no soon tina yen consultation. Consultations for executive prostate and herbal center are free. So you can just walk in with kakra what do yare and nantia obian ebe shiao wo yenim so etse boy welcome very very openly. You know back din komo so doctor back on your doctors munim de omuti enyuma de na omo yana say they are well qualified, the licensed as well. Intenya quacks and on the professionals and are daily but yeah my health can I so affordable into obiat me able to consultation consultation very very free. I think so labs obey was scans obey any other diagnostic procedure obey no nyina so ya tete so at the amount because you need to see an obiasa or minum iodine nyama iodine sika ho iodine but I know so nkyere se wo yare a fatini fi na yare na de enku eye denya e wo se wotumi esa wo ho yare se na bia won so wani sa wani so ade hunu no ebetimi abem at the amount so we are making accessibility to healthcare very 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 affordable the Ghana for ope bia ye Jews cover consultation a executive prostate and herbal center ura ho a ye beju fe woni doctors nyina betimi edi nkomo wo labs wo scans ya tete so se na bia obetimi afa lab any scan any moja mu hwehwemu ya wo se no betimi afem easily and after we nso a edura ye de ema wono ni nyina nso ya sanso atete so e wa facility ho which means say nka akwa bontensa me ko tedro no over the counter obeto no more but so far say wetimi ananti ewra ahwe ho say me ba beji ayarehwe na ma jare san kwa dia e wo say etimi manyame mu eye mre e de ema se na bia won so betimi afa bibia mu esi. That is why this policy way and this inshishei edi Ghana from now to December a year promotion be a year running. So there be a obiabetimi a comprehensive healthcare before the end of the year. Into free consultation, you're discounting with labs, animal scans, any other diagnostic procedures, and a moon runs will ya teto so edi amamo ewa the facility. Into obi bia wo yare and found yare how, especially your bemana prostate, teto prostate related. CS when your prostate enlargement, CS when your prostate cancer, CS when your prostatitis, CS when your prostate calcification. So what urinary retention. Ananti yakosha na se yakosha okafita bema ye de rubber asha obememu enumu na wo fa edwo nso me pa ocho ema mani nsi hwa sisia no the solution to the problem no yen any ekwa the solution nti bema wo mfa katita enra ya sheye ensa fa katita enko na de yedro ne kaw say ohu so beto na katita no so bedem ubeyi ye won for pia schedule mo for surgery so mo nkombra ye mo nda so mo enko boabo mo ho omombra MS surgeries momoti enka mo bae no yetinya mo enura omo call back so mo so ngakọ surgery yesi prostate no ashrinking ehun hia so be surgery ebi kra kwaya yakoyi omoroba e de amomont roba for de yi bebre cancer for oboy ka so mo nkofi nko prostate cancer for enne omoda so etiase over 4 years over 5 years they are still living. Why? Because we have the solution we but e di nimdie e na aka we the science e di ebibidro emu into expert knowledge expertise the skill no yen any crime it's na yen ro nyina no e danso but ye man ensi enuro nkwa e dey asoenso aba ayade A2 yare ase ayade SR and no any friend executive prostate and herbal center to your bema or prostate fibra or hypertension or bibia so your bow so your bema so BP so diabetes so cholesterol or a warm how or your bow a warm how or your bema a warm how or fibroid or STI STD infection or bow de poor aye chronic aye chronic unu medru akwanaba me patrol eni da so ensan say wunye nhia ye ntina ye usaba wunye hia pa wo say truly ye wedro and ye wedru ne ye come mo wedro pa dia ye executive prostate and herbal center na your location there Legon Madina UPS Equana so Legon Madina UPS Equana Echo ARS roundabout Sa road no so and your junction be a friend of Bonsio Junction and that's a Pilma Hotel. Sa Bonsio and Pilma Hotel and the same place into Bonsio Junction and that's a Pilma Hotel Junction. Once a signboard SEO Kakraka Executive Prostate and Herbal Center. Obi your person of free biano. Your numbers I would obey me and sa me to join but true. You via audio frame. You be more direction and any other clarification happen. You be more your doctors no I will stand by our more chances here. Numbers here 0244
0244
72
70
70
28
0244 72 28 and I say 0244 75 43 80 0244 75 43 80 near chat on here 0537 266 300 0537 266 300 your free executive prostate and herbal center young and Ghana Bam Prostar Joy Ghana Man Crypto 400 and a save 500 you better or clinical bra you better say yeah that's it
Abishama Mena was in a sports team, no, as a Joe and any team, no, and the midfield action, no, and the so we need to Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker. Highly grateful for your time on behalf of my team. I don't do me any or Tuesday. We'll be back once again to serve our nation, Ghana. Good morning and enjoy the rest of your day. We are out.
Waduman kuma body bo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu ne yirasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma obi ana ni koso ni ja obretu ni kukodu fo eja wo mu anku ni maba agura na yiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obi na no a wobo ajo asana na ho fedua woni bono so a wo yira cheche wokwa ne banye na sene ni ba ejo no bi no ntabi eja wo mu anami di asem asa shirina no mpene wa asem eja wo mu asono di aba woduma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni za woso eni je ni agrewo afe wonu e bi wi ase asoni mu eba sa wo yira kwan so akire ne pampa no bi asem yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asem to nyonko na to be bi ankemfa ho Mensumet me baby anka me pema yeden nanso waduma nkoma oba ade bo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu ne yirasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma obi ana ni koso ni ja obretu ni kukodu fo eja wo mu anku ni maba agura na yiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obi na no a wobo ajo asana na ho fedua wani bono so a wo yira cheche wokwa ne banye na sene ni ba ejo no bi no ntabi eja wo mu anami di asem asa shirina no mpene wa asem eja wo mu asono di aba woduma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni za woso eni je ni agrewo afe wonu e bi wi ase asoni mu eba sa wo yira kwan so akire ne pampa no bi asem yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bi ankemfa ho menso metene be bi anka me pema yeden nanso waduma nkoma oba ade bo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu ne yirasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni